Hi, Michael Clark here with performance marketing agency Clark+Meyler, affectionately known as BCM. With love and respect, one big truth about marketing innovation in mid-size organizations is that most are not necessarily innovating at all. They're simply imitating. And in today's environment, that's not just ineffective, it's dangerous toward your business results. If you're managing an annual media budget between $500,000 and $20 million, you're in a tricky spot. You're too big for small business solutions, but not quite resourced like an enterprise. So what do most companies in this situation do? They try to become enterprise light. They build the same MarTech stack, they stand up the same CRM systems, they replicate the organizational complexity of huge enterprises, but without creating the revenue acceleration needed to justify their media spend. Here's the fact of the matter. Innovation, of course, doesn't come from imitation, and the tools available today, especially AI, with those tools, it's easier than ever to leapfrog the traditional enterprise light approach, which is the approach most mid-size organizations end up taking. After working with hundreds of mid-size organizations and analyzing billions of dollars in marketing spend, I've identified 5 uncomfortable truths that are holding most marketing teams back. And in this video, I'm going to show not just what those truths are, but how to turn each one to your advantage. So, this is a little bit of the it's not me, it's you conversation that most agencies avoid having with their clients, but I do have some advice for agencies as well. Truth number 1, your data isn't good enough for AI to help you, at least not yet. I started working with a CMO recently who had invested nearly $400,000 in AI tools, convinced they would transform her marketing operations overnight. Eventually, I'm sure they likely will. But 9 months in, she was still waiting for revenue impact. Why? Because AI needs structure, it needs context, but most importantly, it needs clean, accessible data. Oh, right, that again. Most mid-sized companies have fragmented, inconsistent, or incomplete data. And like most companies, your CRM is probably full of duplicate entries. Your campaign naming conventions are likely all over the place, and your purchase data probably scattered across different systems. Before you apply AI, you need to prepare the ground. Consolidate data sources, standardize naming conventions, fix the broken plumbing between marketing and sales. It's definitely not sexy, but it's essential. Garbage in, garbage out. That applies to AI as well. Organizations with the best data hygiene practices will be at an advantage in the AI era. Truth number 2, which is kind of the good news side of truth number 1. Truth number 2, your stack isn't broken, it's just stuck. Most mid-size organizations don't have a broken MarTech stack per se. They have a stuck one. You've got tools that should work, and they certainly once did work, but now they're sitting half-used, full of inconsistent data, and quietly draining time and energy. According to Gartner, MarTech utilization has dropped from 58% in 2020 to just 33% in 2023, and it's still declining. That's not a failure of technology, it's a failure of momentum. Somewhere along the way, your stack stopped evolving. So, what happens next? Some teams panic and start over. Time for new tech. I hear that a lot. Others double down on process complexity, hoping it masks the stagnation. Here's the better option. Let's just unstick what you already have. AI can help with this. Recently released tools like ChatGPT connectors make it possible to breathe life back into old systems. Once your CRM data is cleaned up a tad, you don't need to rip and replace. You can reawaken. Take HubSpot's Deep Research Connector, launched in June 2025. It lets you query your CRM data with prompts such as list all deals closing this quarter over $15,000. Or you can instantly run AI-powered cohort analysis, for example, through the ChatGPT interface, which many people find easier to navigate than HubSpot reports. So no big complex integrations required, no analyst headcount required. The uncomfortable truth, again, isn't that your stack has failed, it's that you let it get stuck. But again, the good news, you can unstick it without burning everything down. Check out ChatGPT connectors and the integration options with your CRM setup. It's a great place to start just to kind of think about this truth that you just might be a little bit stuck. Truth number 3, your team may be the biggest barrier. This one's a bit hard to say and to hear. The very people you're counting on to lead innovation might be blocking it, not because they're not smart, but because they're conditioned by old habits, long planning cycles, departmental silos, and fragile workflows. I worked with a client-side creative director recently. She was brilliant at organizing traditional campaigns, concepting, planning, producing. But when we introduced AI-driven pre-launch creative optimization, she struggled a bit. Not because she didn't get it, but because it changed or challenged everything she was accustomed to about how creative work should be evaluated. She was initially highly uncomfortable with the idea that a machine armed with the performance history of millions of ads could lay out suggestions with better outcomes. But a couple of months later, she's an AI all-star power user, using these tools to inform everything from initial concept testing to live optimization. It's not just simply about new tools. You need new behaviors, new roles, and perhaps more importantly, new mental models. Some of the most progressive clients that we've worked with have built new roles like marketing AI orchestrator and customer journey AI application specialist. That is what embracing innovation really looks like. Mental shifts. Truth number 4. Strategic justification theater is becoming obsolete. This is a warning to my fellow agency folks as well. Remember when a big part of agency value was creating beautiful decks that justified marketing decisions? Those days are ending, if not completely over. AI can now simulate, model, and present strategic rationale in minutes. Agencies who still make significant hourly revenue creating decks and clients who keep asking for them are about to be outpaced. My biggest fear is always spending weeks helping a client's team build a campaign strategy while their competitor uses AI to model 50 scenarios and then launches in days. A lot of that strategy work, playbooks, frameworks, pillars, gotta have pillars, used to be essential. Now it's just unnecessary redundancy. Innovation means moving faster by compressing strategy and execution, and that means eliminating the friction of justification theater. Truth number 5, you're still managing tasks when you should be managing teams. AI isn't coming for your team, AI is already on your team. But most mid-size organizations haven't accounted for that. Their org charts and even their agency relationships still assume humans handle everything. Campaign execution, funnel management, creative production, research. Most teams still run on a task-based model. Build a page, send an email, write some copy, optimize a funnel. But here's the reality. Performance doesn't come from tasks anymore, it comes from systems. The best marketing organizations today are powered by intelligent, automated, always-on systems infused with AI. But too many teams are structured like it's 2012, handing off assets across silos, measuring output instead of outcomes. One of our clients made the shift. They stopped treating conversion like a checklist, landing page, nurture email, SMS text reminders. We help them re-platform their entire conversion funnel to an AI-powered system. It now generates content recommendations, runs tests, and re-engages customers largely automatically. Their role, manage the system, not the parts. They guide strategy, monitor performance, tweak inputs. Execution happens automatically. This is the shift that AI demands, not just new tools, but new mental models. You don't need more hands on deck. You need systems that perform and teams, both internal and agency partners, that know how to guide them. This leads us to the opportunity for mid-sized teams. Here's the good news. Mid-sized organizations are actually better positioned to innovate than enterprise if they stop trying to look like enterprises. You can move faster, test quicker, and skip 10 layers of approvals. And with AI leveling the playing field, it's no longer about who has the most tools. It's about who has the clearest system and leanest strategy. The companies that win won't be the ones with the biggest MarTech stacks or the largest teams. They'll be the ones who embrace these truths and build intelligent, agile operations that outmaneuver the giants. This is where you want to be. The question is, will you be one of them? If you're ready to build a lean, AI-powered marketing operation, please reach out to us at BCM for a readiness assessment or subscribe on LinkedIn or YouTube to follow our updates. Thank you for hanging with me on this somewhat long video. I really appreciate it. Peace.